Alright, the stream is live.
Okay, sorry I'm late.
That's all good.
Coastlands right. Good hit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says there was a network error. Please try again.
What, loading into Ghostlands?
No, Shrub. What was the fastest way to just take the portal to Arathi?
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be quick. Alright, I'm looking
Ironforge is
for
a quick route.
Vortis.
Downstairs and was told I needed to make kiddo food and wifey food. And it's like, wow. Did you guys say something like half an hour ago?
False.
Because they weren't hungry half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Watching you.
Yeah.
That's not upsetting, creepy at all, TJ.
It's ominous.
I have a thing you might try. Once you get everybody invited to raid, just Control Z your interface. When you get the lure tour started, in order to so that you have a cleaner thing for Twitch, you can go ahead and Control Z.
What's that, Doctor?
Fancy pants.
Unless that's not the button.
I think it's Alt Z.
It's Alt-Z. I got rid of it now. The problem is that, so for this one here, I have my script written out, and I actually do, the script is copy pasted into chat, and I also narrate it. So I kind of need to see all of my, yeah. Because
I mean, if you read fast.
well, yeah.
We can do summons. I'm gonna go to the stone.
I'm in flying over Hinterlands now.
Ask anywhere else.
Testing.
Hey.
I was muted the whole time I was trying to talk.
No. You see your dinosaur? Look at it. Dasher?
Okay, we are way too close to the the zone or the door now. We gotta go back down. Start walking, I'll get to like a third of it.
Yeah, say something. Yeah.
I have like things like moderately timed for like cues on certain areas and where I should be in the script, And I'm like, no, we're like, I'll be like a third through. We'll be like, well, time to go in the door. Ditch half the script.
I forgot we can't.
Yeah. Which is ridiculous. It's what it is. It really is.
There are so many druids.
It's because it's the home of the Blood Elves, and it's not worth fixing. So
That's actually a fair point. There's a lot to
Who
fix
knows?
in that city, though.
They'd have to basically rebuild it.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be really difficult because the whole thing's like 2 pixels.
That's one. That's double the amount of pixels in a in a vanilla gnome model.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish there was
Whoa.
more to Silvermoon though, because it is a cool looking city.
Well, there's a lot to it. You can go underneath it. You can get all kinds of strange places. There's also hidden towers, or like doodads. They just left. There's a strange box underneath the world.
Hey, if we get a warlock, we can glitch into uninstance Strathalone and go look at the original Quel'Thalas.
Trapped in there forever.
We were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah, I've done it twice, I think, but try to avoid it.
Your mask is a weird look.
Does that? Can't help it.
Not like it has any.
All right. I think everyone who's coming is here.
I need an invite. I never did find the thing.
What?
Except I did not.
Oh, that's right, because you were in a group already.
Back to Lighthope.
Yeah. I had to do the same thing.
Time is money, friend. Keep it real. I'm that kid that everybody was warned about. If he hears you saying stuff, he'll.
Immediately and often.
Yeah.
You're driving down the street.
You really need your lore tabard on for this?
It's my Explorer tabard.
Every time I look at the lore tabard, I give up. Because I used to be close to it on my old main tune, and then I was close to it on the next main tune, and you know, so many main tunes later, I'm not close to it on anybody.
What, lore master?
Yeah, to get the tabard now, it's kind of like the what a long strange trip it's been. Because I think they add to the achievement, so
They do.
you're
They do.
moderately punished for not getting it
Yeah.
sooner. That's okay. I mean, it makes it worth getting. I think it just makes the reward that sweeter when you get it.
Well, now you have like allied races to kind of burn through part of it. You can do like bits at a time.
Yeah.
Awkward moment when you go downstairs and what I thought were fireworks were gunshots.
Oh.
Yikes!
Yeah, I was like, that makes sense. Like,
That makes more sense than
yeah.
fireworks.
Like people firing into the air in celebration of something, or people
no.
shooting at each other.
Where are you right now? I think it's closer to the latter. I'm in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of of concerning.
Well, I mean, even if they're shooting at someone, they're still shooting into the air for a bit.
Shooting into the air is dangerous, but I mean, maybe if you're in the middle of nowhere, they're shooting at like a raccoon or something.
No, it sounded like it was coming from in like the city. So
Oh, so it was far away-ish.
it felt like it was like not that far away. Like it was loud enough that we could hear it pretty clearly, but we live on top of a hill, so it's just like we have a good place to hear gunshots. Like
The gunshots were coming from inside your house.
yeah.
Hey, Bakey, you coming for the lore tour?
Is that now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you said lurter.
Lure tour.
I will come to the Lord. I will come to the Lord tour while I am waiting on this code to build.
Cool.
Where are you guys meeting?
Ghostlands. On the
Oh,
road.
man, how the heck do I get to Ghostlands?
You get summoned.
Oh,
First, you have to die.
Death Knight already did that part.
Shit, I gotta turn him down now. Fuck, where is his character? He's not online yet. Oh, there he is.
So that's what the UI used to look.
Oh man, there's a bunch.
Yep.
I'm summoning you like now.
Oh, and it's war mode off.
Yeah.
What? Sacrilege.
This morning I referred to war mode as big boy mode.
I like the PvP when I choose the PvP. Someone else chooses the PvP for. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I understand that. I was not feeling it yesterday when I was getting murdered by 15 horde out in Oldham. I was like, this isn't so fun. I'm getting assaulted by paladin heals. Their heals are so aggressive looking.
They slap you with righteous.
Jeez.
Big light.
Blinding light.
Gotta find my cool little ground monster.
That's why they have a hand on their shield.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
slap you in the face with
like
heels.
this bully.
Look at that shield. Dipper was just mentioning the shield has a hand on it, so you can slap everyone with your shield. And it's the back of the hand too. That's perfect.
Are we going?
Wrong chopper. There we go.
So how this is going to work is we walk in and I will copy paste into chat and then I read it aloud as well for people who use TVs for their monitors and can't read the chat very well. And yeah, it's a nice easygoing pace. Hopefully everyone brought bug repellent because we are deep in the woods and horse flies are pretty nasty this time of year.
I put my mask on for social distancing.
Smart move.
And you already started.
Yeah.
Now, so you know, all of your audio is going out to Twitch.
Hi, Twitch channel.
Is it?
Yes.
Hello everyone, I'm glad to see you all made it. I know it can be rather daunting of a thought to come to this area of the Eastern Kingdoms. The Alliance has few friends here. Shit. There. That being said, I wouldn't worry about the menacing trolls, the slimy Sindori addicts, or the skulking scourge, the vicious wildlife.
I take the fancy
I've brought groups through here plenty of times and I haven't had any problems yet.
I take it from super scope.
Cutting off too soon?
You like
But first, some housekeeping. I really hate copy pasting this crap. We'll be taking this tour at a walking pace, so don't worry about having to run around like a madman late for your own wedding. I will ask that you don't stray too far from the group, lest you come to a sudden and painful end. The new parent company of Shrub's Lore Tour, Dobbs Tours, has provided some forms for everyone to fill out. It's nothing complicated, just your normal run-of-the-mill indemnification form releasing Shrub's Lore Tour, Dobbs Tours, and Dobbs Tots Incorporated of any and all liability in the event that you are injured or die today. Let's start walking.
Can I have another form? My dog ate my form.
I don't have a
Wouldn't
pen.
that be
Does anybody have a
just-
pen?
Doesn't that just mean you ate your form?
Ooh.
I mean,
Whoa.
if you guys are looking at the emotes, then yes, I did eat my form.
I gotta say, I always look forward to visiting troll lands. Trolls are the oldest sentient beings on Azeroth, and they have an interesting story to tell. Most of their settlements, including Zul'Aman, have a mixture of old and new buildings built and maintained by generations of trolls living here. Unfortunately, I couldn't convince any of the trolls that I've met in the past to come here with us today to tell us in their own words.
you cut off like
Am I cut off?
your own. Just
1 second. There we go. I think I just adjusted my latency there for my chat. About 16,000 years ago, trolls lorded over much of Kalimdor, which was then a single continent. The Zandalarians were the earliest known trolls, the first tribe from which all trolls originated. Over time, two distinct troll empires emerged, the Amani Empire of the Middle Forest Lands and the Gurabashi Empire of the southeastern jungles. Smaller tribes lived far north of the region now called Northrend. These tribes founded a small nation known as Zuldrak, but they never achieved the size or prosperity of their southern empire cousins. Trolls live in very isolated societies, and most don't speak many of the common languages other than the Darkspear and Zandalari. Most trolls will attack outsiders on sight, even other troll tribes. The Gurabashi and the Armani empires held some animosity for one another, but they rarely warred. At the time, their greatest common enemy was the Third Empire, the civilization of the Aj-Akir.
Karashi Money Empires.
Yeah, I know, it's the same one. Oh, fucking hell. I hate this so much. Boy. There it is. The trolls fought the Akir for many thousands of years but never succeeded in winning a true victory over them. Eventually, due to the trolls' resilience, the Akir kingdom split in half as its citizens fled to separate colonies in the north and southern regions of the continent. Two Akiri city-states then emerged, Azul-Nerub in the northern wastes and An-Karaj in the southern desert. Though the trolls suspected that there were other Akiri colonies beneath Kalimdor, their existence was never verified. With the insectoids driven into exile, the twin troll empires returned to normalcy. Despite their great victories, neither civilization expanded much further from their original boundaries. However, ancient texts speak of a small faction of trolls who broke off from the Amani Empire and founded their own colony in the heart of the Dark Continent. There, pioneers discovered the cosmic Well of Eternity, which transformed them into beings of immense power. That small tribe was known as the Dark Trolls. The Dark Trolls are the tallest and rarest known species of trollkind. Dark Trolls are muscular, wiry humanoids that stand 10 feet and sometimes even 12 feet while slouched. They have royal purple skin and pointed features. They have pale yellow eyes that glare as they slip out of shadows. They are the most violent of all trollkind and are feared by other trolls. Dark trolls lead a mostly subterranean existence and emerge only at night to hunt. All trolls worship different Loa or gods. The Loa take on the essence of different forms. It is thought that dark trolls worshipped a loon as their Loa due to their nocturnal lifestyle. One of the more interesting things about the Loa is their followers. The loon could have changed the dark trolls into dark elves. Then, after years of feeding off the Well of Eternity's power, they became the stronger, wiser, and virtually immortal Night Elves. Now I can hear the gasps and see the disbelief in the faces around me. I understand your reaction. I and all the Night Elves felt the same when we heard such ideas. What nonsense, we would say. We are the oldest race in Azeroth. We are nothing like the trolls. They are barbaric and primitive. We are sophisticated and graceful.
Hey TK, can we get a closet?
No, I don't want to.
But
you guys.
there was some evidence. There were the ancient Imani texts, and our features aren't too different if you look close enough.
I object. I don't like this.
The great Freya herself put the matter to rest when she confirmed that Elune did indeed transform the Dark Trolls into Dark Elves, Then, with the power of the Well of Eternity, and centuries later, the Dark Elves transformed into the Night Elves that you see before you. Despite the Trolls' attempts to keep them from expanding their territories, the Night Elves built a strong empire that expanded rapidly across primordial Kalimdor. Wait, what's that feeling you're feeling? That's humility. Wielding magics never before seen by the Trolls that remained largely superstitious, the Night Elves had little trouble demolishing the Trolls' twin empires, an act the mighty Akir could not accomplish. Fuck. This is way more. Holy shit, we're nowhere near entering all of Zul'Aman. The Night Elves systematically dismantled the Trolls' defenses and supply chains. The Trolls, unable to counter the Elves' destructive magics, buckled under the onslaught. The actions of the Night Elves incurred the Trolls' long-lasting hatred and disdain. The Gurubashi and Amani empires fragmented within only a few short years. When the Well of Eternity imploded and primordial Kalimdor was split into several new continents, the historical lands of the Amani and Gurubashi remained in the present-day Kel'Thalas and Stranglethorn, respectively. The Aztakir kingdoms of Azul-Nerub and Ahn'Qiraj have survived in present-day Northrend and Silithus, respectively. The long centuries following the Great Sundering of the world were difficult ones for the Troll race. Famine and disease were commonplace within the broken kingdoms. The Amani were only starting to recover from the Great Sundering when the Kaldori, or High Elves, founded the Kingdom of Quel'Thalas right over the top of a ruined Amani city just to the north of us. The Amani viewed that land as sacred and waged war against the Kaldori. The Amani were on the verge of victory when the Elves enlisted the help of another intelligent race called humans. The humans had been taught to use the elven magics and were instrumental in defeating the Amani. All that is left of the grand and vast Amani Empire is now a few secluded settlements in Eversong Forest, here in the Ghostlands, Eastern Plaguelands, and the Hinterlands. What you are seeing before you now is the capital city of Zul'Aman. You saw many old stone buildings leading up to the city gates that allows you to imagine the scale of the city back in its prime. Those of you who were at my last tour through Blackrock Mountain, you may remember that I enlisted the help of a bronze dragon named Lothos Riftwalker to port us into a historical version of the core so that we could see it as it was in the past. Well, this time my friend Lothos has prepared another portal for us to enter Zul'Aman as it was almost 10 years ago. What you're witnessing is the city as it was just before the Darkspear Trolls led an incursion into the city to clear out the growing Amani threat to Quel'Thalas. Let's enter, shall we? Is this a 5-man? Oh shit. I have discovered something about this. They changed this to a 5-man in Cataclysm. Oh my god.
We could make our own group and just go in and listen. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If you're not in, drop group.
I'll just do it audio from now on. I'm not going to bother copying and pasting text then.
Just follow you on Twitch and see where you're standing.
Yeah?
You could make a new general channel.
Or you could actually just stream it from. Whatever.
Okay, let's go in.
Alright, it's streaming on Discord too. Alright. So we'll just wait till I know everyone's in there and we're up at the same speed. I lost my pumpkin when I was turned into a Sindora. How rude.
I was wondering who this stranger was.
It's the only way I can find myself when I'm fighting now that I'm melee is my pumpkin head, because like I cannot, for the life of me I can't figure out where I'm standing when there's just so much blinding light. Hey.
What's up?
Yo. So is there anyone that's not in the dungeon or watching the stream either on Twitch or in Discord? Alright, I think I can continue then, I guess. Alright. Around and above you, you'll notice that this city entrance is a fully enclosed multi While it is common to see wide open spaces within the walls of a troll city, this level of sophistication exemplifies the advanced nature of the troll societies before their fall. And I know it's hard when you were raised as a child, little night elf, running around being told that the trolls were these barbaric creatures, and they are in many ways. It hurts. It's hard.
That dead guy right to our left.
Now, what did he say I had to do to get in here?
Talk to the.
I think you gotta talk to Vulture.
Yeah. Talk to Vol'jin. He'll
I'm looking up at the crowd. They didn't just leave a key under the mat. That I was asking you. I'm searching through my pockets. Pull out a piece of paper. Ah, there it is. First I gotta speak to Vol'jin over here, and then we hit the gong. All together now. So excited. Look at that. Hey. Watch yourself, folks. We got a welcoming party. Well, that was unexpected, but worked out all right. Is everyone still standing? All right, well, let's continue. Look at the size of this place. Man, so much history here.
Who's TJ?
He's in another group.
I'm in the other. Oh, I have TJ.
You should.
Who are we missing? Wait, who are we missing? There's 21 or
Oh no.
11.
No one said anything when I was confirming if we were all ready to go. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Couple of muted people.
Oh no. Big thing?
How are they muted?
They
One of the things that I did mention earlier when discussing the history of the Troll peoples was how the Amani Empire's capital city ended up being founded here. During the Akir and Troll Wars, the Akir forces were led by a Cathax named Cathix. The Zandalari rallied the Troll tribes against this foe and summoned the Loa to fight by their side, tearing through the Akir ranks, wounding Cathix, forcing a retreat. There we go. That's what we needed. The Yamani trolls tracked Kazik's trail far to the northeastern woodlands, cutting through an unending mass of Akiri guardians. As you can see, there's a large population here, so please stay as a group. You don't want to get injured. If you run ahead, you may lose your head, or become a hungry troll's meal. That guy died just by the sight of me. It's the pumpkin head. Whoa, well, would you look at this guy? His name is Akil Zahn. He bears the mark of an eagle Loa. This here is a real-life example of a Loa bestowing their form and power onto a mortal. That's neat. Boosh. Okay, let's continue on to another section of the city. There are so many more exciting things to see. Alright, I think for this next part we can... Yeah, well, you know, it's a spirit, there's a very, very powerful, witch doctor in this place. And a lot of times these people are linked, so when something happens somewhere, the rest know. You've probably heard the voice of Hex Lord Malacrus. He knows. Also, back to the history of the Amani. Where was I? Oh, right. We were at the part where the Amani were hot on the trail of Kithix and his minions.
You want to do boss next?
Yeah. There's a very light and airy feel to this place, don't you think? Let's cut across here. In a final savage battle, the entire tribe flung itself in a suicidal attack against Cathix and its remaining insectoid minions. Oh, watch out! What are these guys? Oh man. Whew. I guess we can't go that way. We'll have to go around, I suppose. Only a tiny fraction of the troll army survived. Even so, the Cathrax succumbed to its tireless warriors. Atop the site where they had killed Cathix, the trolls established a new settlement. It would one day grow into a sprawling temple city known as Zul'Aman. There is a bug corpse somewhere under the ground we're walking on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. During the Second War, the Amani trolls, led by Zul'Jin, joined the Horde. Part of their reasoning was the fight against the Keldori, who had joined the Alliance. I'm just walking through here like a... I love this. I'm just walking through here like a boss. Stuff's just dying around me. Oh, nice. He's still here. This tall drink of water with the furry shoulders is Nularak, a warrior renowned for his fearsome rage and savagery on the battlefield. Has been bestowed with the power of the Bear Loa. Well, don't say that too loud in front of him.
We don't need no sticky badgers.
That reminds me of a puma.
Yeah. Not anymore.
If you look closely at this specimen, you can see how most of the troll's body remains as it was. And just below the shoulders and one armors. All trolls still, a bit larger. So I'm stopping here. I'm pointing at the stonework at my feet. Too often when we travel, we don't stop to take in the smaller details of our environment, like these turquoise and blue painted relief carvings in the floor. That's neat. Okay, let's keep going. There's more to see and history to cover. Alright, so I got 4 things to say there. As you walk along this path, you can even see the 2 different, like the wood fencing and railings that are obviously newer than the stone. It seems really worn down, and with the moss covering, you can see the different generations of trolls updating, keeping things going. Back to the Second War, though. Following the lead of the Amani, several other troll tribes joined the Horde as well. On our left, you can see this neat little wooden, grassy topped hut. It looks completely different than the surrounding architecture. This was of great mutual benefit, and the trolls learned their place amongst the horde through great heroics in battle. I guess I needed more. This is an interesting group over here. We have a scout, flame caster, a dragon hawk. They train dragon hawks even. They tame these things. And look, they're playing catch. That's so cute. Well, it was cute. See the spider webs in that hut? Like, how do you even live like that? This is why night elves have a hard time believing that trolls and us are kin. Mysteriously, after the war was lost for the horde, Zul'Jin disappeared. It was discovered that Zul'Jin was captured by the Kaldori and tortured. He lost his left arm to them. Though he was gravely injured by the Kaldori, he was rescued by an Amani warband and taken back to Zul'Aman. Ooh, I'm sure you've all heard of dragon hawks, but have you heard of troll hawks? This fancy feathery fellow's name is Janan Ali, and he is sporting a sharp look borrowed from the razor-sharp taloned dragon hawk Loa.
Quoting your Discord told her go on.
Janali was one of the Amani tribe's highest skilled rogues. And if you look at his body, you can see that here only his head turned into the dragon hawk. He's got a few things on his arms, but that's about it. A lot less dragon hawk representation than the bear. Oh shit. All right. Well, now, my esteemed guests, let's keep moving. There is more to see, and the sun is starting to dip in the sky. Watch your step here. The stairs seem to have collapsed. Thought of everything. Also, I thought this would be neat to point out to you. Look at this archway here. See that little skull dude at the top there with the frills? And now, look at this wall. You can see two very distinct design styles going on here. which has led some to believe that this location may also have the remnants of Titans due to that Greek kind of looking trim at the top there. We're gonna cut across this beat up old road. I mean, look at the size of this road. What's remaining of it, how wide it is. How big was this city? How much traffic came through here?
Where you going?
Going to this boss. There seems to be tens of thousands of years of decay mixed with layers of newer buildup on top. Oh. Look at those little lantern holders. Those are neat, little snakes. And on your left, you can see side by side two very distinct design styles. The very troll-looking heads of something over there, and then this wonderful little repeating pattern here.
You can't go.
You have to go around. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Watch the water along this path. There's crocolisks in here. Oh, I think we've been spotted. I think we should pick up the pace on this part because we've been spotted and I don't want to get hurt. We'll try to avoid whatever danger that guy has set up for us. Whoa, careful along here. It looks like they've trained lynxes to attack intruders. Let's keep running. Whoa, more lynxes. Did anyone think to bring like a can of tuna with them? Okay, so we're going to be heading into this building to pay a visit to another high-ranking denizen of this beautiful city. Keep an eye out for any possible structural damage that might be a hazard for us. Yep, like those steps right there, my goodness. Yep. This young man is called Halazi. He is fused with the essence of the Lynx Loa, due to him being one of the greatest hunters of the Omani.
Oh yeah.
Look at his glowing eyes. That's kind of wild. Alright, we have 2 more people to see in here before we come to the end of our tour, so let's move out.
I don't have a roll thing.
A roll thing?
Is that Adam is being
Weird.
trying to get some good.
Did you know that a forest troll's body can support plant life to a limited extent due to the unique mutation from a millennia ago?
I'm sorry.
It's true. A thin layer of moss will inevitably grow on the skin of a forest troll shortly after they are born, giving them that characteristic green coloring. Only forest trolls, though. Their moss-like skin color ranges from light green to blue and purple. However, the jungle trolls' bodies are covered in a short, soft fur, which causes the trolls to appear purple or gray sometimes as well. Watch yourself on these stairs in this pathway. They're covered in moss and damaged. I don't want anyone to get injured. I know that everyone has heard of cannibals amongst the trolls. Well, I am here to tell you something that may shock you. It's all true. Most do partake of the eating of other trolls or captives that are unlucky enough to get caught by them. Even the Darkspear, who are current members of the Horde, practice cannibalism right up until they joined the Horde, who forbade the practice, so, you know, that changed their dinner plans. This building looks like it's in a much better condition than the last one, and I know why. This is the office of Hexlord Malacras. Rumored to be the most feared witch doctor of the Mani tribe in decades, he is responsible for each of the previous champion's powers by sealing the Loa essences into them, keeping the darkest one for himself. That is some interesting armor. Look at his skin. Oh, watch out! Ah, good, good. Let's move on then to our last destination. This brings us up to the most recent developments within the Armani Empire. To give you an idea of how badly the Kaldorei and humans defeated the Amani Empire, you remember Zul'Jin? He and all his generals were killed by a band of adventurers for a bounty and looting almost 15 years ago. After that event, the Armani became very quiet, but soon the power vacuum was filled by a troll named Dakara. There was a flare-up of activity in Empire Building when the Zandalari showed up and started getting everyone all worked up. But that was stopped by a collection of heroes from the Horde and the Alliance, and the Amani are now reduced to a few small villages you saw on your way here. Look at that guy up there. Well, folks, that is the end of the tour. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and learned something new that you may not have known until today. If you've enjoyed the tour, tell your friends about it, and don't forget to visit the gift shop on your way to the exit.
Alright, so it would let me look there.
Oh no.
You take a question.
Yes?
Why do the trolls at the end here work? Is it a common troll weapon?
Warglaives are an ancient weapon. They're a very simple weapon because all it was just two long blades, right, with a handle in the middle. And you see night elves using them and trolls, and it's probably due to their shared heritage.
Oh.
Does anybody in this party need mojo? I have hex sticks if you want to try for them.
Also,
what that is.
Mojo's the pet frog that you kiss and it'll turn you into a frog.
I have 2 hex sticks too. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting another pet, but I don't know anything about it.
It's adorable.
yeah, it's worth it. He's like 3.5 whole pixels. I think another thing that makes sense though, if you think about it with those warglaives, so trolls are like berserkers. In fact, the ability to berserker rage in combat is something that's very common for trolls. And demon hunters, who are also infamous for using trolls, are like, you know, attack first, think never. So I think that basically you're looking at that style of fighting, and since trolls tend to be berserkers, I guess it makes sense that they would gravitate towards a weapon that is all attack and almost no defense.
That's interesting. That's a really good point.
What do you guys think? Was it did you learn new things or things you didn't know?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
I have tons of these planned. I write the scripts whenever I have time and feel like it, but the next event I'm going to do is going to be Bring Me a Shrubbery. I haven't done that in ages. Fluffy trolls. They're furry. Who knew? Not the sand trolls though. They have leathery skin. They're not furry.
There's a guy named Harold here selling stuff.
Oh, Becky, if you go to, you see the center where all the mobs are still up?
Yeah.
There's frogs. There's forest frogs around there. Select a forest frog, use the hex stick. It'll break the hex on the frog, and it'll either be a person that can sell you something, or just thanks you for helping them escape, or actually gives you the pet. It's like random chance.